Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today in this video we're going to be discussing my top tips to reduce bloating. So if you guys are interested to find out what these are, continue watching. Okay, so let's just start by saying that I suffer from bloating all the time, like literally all the time. I'm not quite sure if I suffered from it when I was younger, I can't really remember, but what I do remember is bloating really started to happen for me when I went to Thailand 2.5 years ago. When I was there I actually got gastritis, and basically from then onwards my stomach was just ridiculous. I get bloating so bad that people actually think I am pregnant, and I'm not joking. It's not just like a quick glance like, oh, you're bloated. People legit look at me and think I am pregnant. Like, I get ladies look at me like, oh, she's carrying. I'm not carrying, I am just bloated. So certain foods I've noticed do trigger me, and in this video today I just want to share my top tips on how I reduce my bloating. Now I know that quite a lot of videos, and when you look online, just keep you with the standard things of, you know, keeping hydrated, like drinking water, don't drink sodium, chew your food properly, don't drink through a straw, etc, etc. Those tips are all great and they really do work, but I actually want to share with you the top tips that I use to actually help reduce my bloating and what personally works for me. So if you guys want to know what my top tips are, then I'm going to dive right into them now for you. So tip number one is tea. So tea is something that I will take after I've eaten, and it's when I feel really full and my stomach has just bloomed out and it's hard, and it's not that it's uncomfortable, it's just, you know, you need something to soothe out the stomach, so I always go for tea. Now the two teas that I recommend having is 1 peppermint tea and 2 ginger tea. So with peppermint tea is actually great because it actually helps to relieve the muscles in the digestive system. So that's why I recommend having peppermint tea, and I think it does wonders, and I actually love it so much that I carry it around in my bag with me, especially when I go to tropical places like Bali, or if I go to Asia like Thailand or somewhere. I actually don't really get on with certain foods when I go to these countries, so I'll just make sure that I carry a good old bit of peppermint tea in my bag, and it helps so I can enjoy all the amazing food that it has to offer. Number two obviously is ginger tea. Now ginger tea is amazing. I recommend having fresh ginger in hot water if you want ginger tea, because I think it's better than having a tea bag. Now ginger tea has traditionally been used because it actually helps to reduce inflammation in the stomach, especially if you've got bloating where you feel sick. Having ginger tea is really going to help get rid of the nausea, and it's going to help to make the bloating go down in your stomach. So they're the two teas that I recommend having, and of course if you guys have any other suggestions that you feel is great to have as a tea, let me know in the comments below, but those are the two teas that I recommend having. So tip number two is having lemon water or coconut oil. So this is something I'll only have when I've woke up in the morning and I'm bloated and my stomach is just, it doesn't hurt, it's just bloated and I don't know why. So I will go downstairs, I will have lemon freshly squeezed into warm water or room temperature water. I actually don't really like having lemon water that much, so I would actually avoid having it. I mean, lemon water is great and I know loads of people do it, but I personally don't really like the taste of lemon water, so I personally will have coconut oil in my tea in the morning, or MCT oil. The reason why I have this is because it's a healthy fat that's actually going to help my digestion get moving in my stomach, which is going to help me go to the toilet and flatten my stomach out. So coconut oil has amazing benefits anyway, but especially if I'm bloated, having just a bit in my tea in the morning does really do wonders for me, and I couldn't recommend it enough. One thing I will say is, if you guys are wanting to buy MCT oil, please do read the back of the instructions and follow the dosages that they say to take, because if you have too much of it, it actually has the opposite effect and makes you keep going to the toilet, which you guys don't want to do, and it can cause stomach pain. So just follow the dosage like it says. I'm able to now take 1 big tablespoon of MCT oil in my tea in the morning, but you definitely have to build up a tolerance to it, and I think when you start you just normally take like 1 teaspoon and you build yourself up. So if you guys are like me, you're not really feeling the lemon water and want to try coconut oil or MCT, just read the back of it and follow the dosages and you guys will be fine. Tip number 3, now I highly recommend doing this, it's finding what is bloating you. So before, people used to always tell me to keep a food diary, and it used to really annoy me because I don't want to write down every single meal that I'm having. But I am going to tell you it does work, and I really recommend keeping a food diary if you suffer from bloating quite often, like I used to and sometimes can do now. So what I noticed with keeping a food diary, I actually could establish the type of foods that were bloating me. Things like onions seem to bloat me for some reason, definitely gluten really makes me bloat out at the minute, and Greek yogurt, which is really weird. Greek yogurt just bloats me and makes me feel really sick, so I can't go near Greek yogurt, which is really annoying. But keeping a food diary has helped me notice what is actually triggering me to bloat out, and obviously in that case I can avoid those certain foods. I am still in the process of trying to figure out what foods do bloat me. Since I've been on a lower carb diet, high protein, high fat, my stomach does stay flat pretty often, but there has been certain meals that I have had recently that have bloated me, and I just want to keep track on what they are. So as you guys also know, I have actually applied to do 23andMe, which is great. I cannot wait to get the results for that, and when I do, I'm going to extract the data and put it into different tools which can hopefully tell me if I have any sensitivities to certain foods. So I'll keep you guys updated on that, of course, once I find out. But definitely track your food, find out what is bloating you, and then you guys know to avoid those foods so you guys can have a flat stomach. On that note, if you are bloated, I do really recommend to avoid or limit the carb intake. And what I mean with carb intake is just, you know, things like bread, pasta, crisps, those sort of carbs. Obviously have leafy vegetables because you actually want to get the fibre in your body, which is going to help the digestion go through. But I would really recommend from staying away from like the processed carbs or refined carbs. And on that same topic, I would really recommend limiting your dairy intake for that day. Dairy actually just really isn't that good to have. I don't actually drink milk. I have like nut milk, so almond milk and coconut milk are my favourite. So I would recommend limiting the dairy intake on days that you are bloated. Tip number 4, if you guys are severely bloated, which I have had recently, especially when I was in Bali, I would eat a meal and I'd get so bloated that I'd get cramps. My stomach would be so hard that you could actually poke it, and again, I'd look pregnant. It's activated charcoal. Now, this honestly was a lifesaver when I discovered this. Aaron was the one that actually gave it to me because he takes the capsule versions and I have the loose powder version, but it's actually amazing, especially after you've eaten. So what activated charcoal does is it actually soaks up all the uncomfortable acids and gases in your stomach that are causing you to bloat out. So what I have is I just take 1 tablespoon, put it into water, stir it and shot it down. Doesn't taste amazing, but the effects of it are so good that I really do highly recommend taking, especially after you've eaten and you just feel really full and you can't move. So try activated charcoal if anyone is suffering from bloating straight after. Once you've taken the activated charcoal, it will actually help to get rid of the bloating and give you a flat stomach that you guys want, and you want to just get back to normality. Tip number 5 is probiotics. So probiotics are great because it's actually going to help to balance out your gut bacteria. So if you're someone like me who has maybe had gastritis in the past, I actually noticed that I got rid of all my good bacteria, and that was probably one of the reasons why I was bloating out so much. So probiotics are really going to help with balancing out the good and the bad bacteria in your body, which then will actually help get rid of bloating in the future from certain foods. So probiotics are going to help to restore the bacterial and balance in your body, and there are certain probiotics that don't actually work, so I would recommend doing your research. But one probiotic that I think is absolutely amazing and has worked for me in the past, and I'm actually starting it again, is VSL3. It's really great. It's literally sachets that you just put into water in the morning and down. It's live bacteria, and I think personally that is what has really helped get my gut bacteria back to normal, and it's actually helped to keep me a flat stomach when I eat certain foods. Tip number 6 is eating whole foods. So of course this does kind of lead into the video that I did last week, which is avoiding obviously processed refined carbs and sugar. So you really do need to follow a diet that is obviously rich in whole foods, and especially fibre, because all those nutrients, minerals and vitamins are going to help get the digestive tract moving, which is going to help get the crap out your body, and it's going to help relieve any stomach pain that you have, bloating, and make your stomach go back to normal, which is nice and flat. So I recommend trying to stick with mainly a diet that's high in fibre, and and especially things that are like leafy green vegetables. So I mean things like spinach, lettuce, kale, all those type of foods are really going to help give the nutrients that your gut and digestive tract need. And in terms of having any fibre, you can get fibre from loads of different things, obviously, like vegetables anyway, but you can actually get them from chia seeds, which if you guys want, you can add it to smoothies, or you can add some to water, and of course nuts. So they're the two ways that I like to get my fibre intake up for the day. And I have been trying out this new shake at the minute by Purity, I think that's how you spell it. I'll leave it in the comments below for you, but that is a really great shake because the ingredients are all pure whole food ingredients. I have it with almond milk or coconut milk, and the fibre is so high in there that it does really help make me feel great. I definitely recommend that as a like protein shake or shake if you guys want one. One thing I would say is try and stay clear of broccoli and cauliflower if you guys are bloated and you're trying to increase the fibre, or vegetables in your diet. Sometimes those two vegetables can actually have the opposite effect on bloating and make you bloat out more and have excess gas. So definitely try and avoid those when you guys are bloated, and obviously you want to get your fibre intake up. Tip number 7 is sweating it out. Yes, exercise. So exercise is actually going to help to make you feel better, especially for me. If I wake up bloated, I love to just go downstairs, bust out a workout, get my sweat on, and I actually feel so much better straight after I've done a workout. And I do notice that my stomach will be a lot flatter after I have done a workout. If for any reason you get up, or say after you've eaten dinner and you know you're so full and so bloated that you can't move, and you just feel like, oh my god, doing a workout is the worst thing for me right now, that happens to me sometimes. And the other thing that I would recommend to do is just going on a walk, you know, get the digestive tract moving, go on a nice walk somewhere. It doesn't have to be long, it can literally be like 15 minutes around the block, but that's going to help get the food moving through the stomach and hopefully pass through. So just go on a walk if you don't want to do an exercise, but if you do have the energy to exercise, I recommend just doing like a HIIT session of mine, busting it out, get your sweat on, and that will make you feel so much better, because it does for me. And finally, my last tip, number 8, is having an Epsom salt bath. So Epsom salts bath are great because the Epsom salts actually help to draw out the toxins in the water from your body, and obviously the heat from the bath is actually going to help sweat you out. So sweating and getting rid of all these toxins in your body is going to help to actually give you a flat stomach and make the bloat vanish. So if I've had a full day of bloating and I just feel like, you know, I need to relax and get this out of me now, I will go into the bathroom, have a nice bath with some candles, put some Epsom salts in there, and I just honestly feel so much better when I'm in the bath, and especially when I get out, I just feel so good after. So that is the end of my video, guys. I hope you enjoyed learning what my top 8 tips are for reducing any bloating that you have. Of course, if you guys have any other tips that you want to share, leave them below in the comment section and I will have a read and give them a try. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I will be uploading more videos next Sunday, and of course a workout video on Thursday. But please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, because it really does help. And of course, if you have any comments that you want to share, please let me know below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. But that's it for me today, guys. I hope that you have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you, and I will see you guys on Thursday. Goodbye.